She'll fight each and every one of y'all about me.
And I know you wish your parents were here as well. What a great scene. You went up on the ring post over there and you said, strap. You want the strap. Tell us, tell the world, tell Cleveland what you want next.
Absolutely. Strap me up, man. Strap me the fuck up, man. We've been working hard. It's my time. You know, we want Josh Taylor, Gervonta Davis. They got the titles in my weight class. We can line them up and make it happen as soon as possible.
Congratulations once again, 216. Give it up for your own Montana Love. Morrow, back to you.
All right, Ariel. Montana Love wants to be strapped like a car seat, looking for the titles as he just knocked off a former 140-pound belt holder. And that's how you close the show in front of family and friends. Montana Love moving on up like George and Weezy. Al, let's take a look at the numbers.
Well, we look at the show stats, and what they're going to reveal, among other things, is that Montana Love, as I mentioned, he normally lands 38% of his power punches. He landed 45% here tonight. That's everything other than a jab. His overall percentage was good as well. And for Ivan Baranchyk, only throwing 208 punches over this course of this fight, he did not get the job done in terms of volume.
Let's bring in our unofficial scorers, Steve Farhood. Here's how the judges had it at the time of the stoppage.
Mo, the judges had it the way you guys called it, all Montana Love, punctuated in our 7th round by a 10-8 round on all 3 cards. Only 1 round on 2 of the cards, the 3rd for Baranchyk. If we take a look at my card, very similar. I gave Baranchyk the 3rd round, otherwise it was all Montana Love. He was the sharper puncher. And for a fight that had a few changes in momentum, it wasn't really that difficult to score and still was very one-sided. All Montana Love, best win of his career.
That would certainly be a problem to deal with. We captured
Behind. Yes,
sir. Hey! He retired! Yeah, we did it, baby. We did it.
What an action-packed fight. And coming up next, we got 2 heavyweight knockout artists coming into the ring as England's Daniel Dubois. He's got 15 knockouts and 16 wins, taking on Giuseppe Angelo Cusumano. Now, Giuseppe He's got some pop as well. 17 knockouts with his 19 victories. And then later, it's the main event. Jake Paul in the toughest test yet as he takes on the
I did go down a different street when I was growing up. I was in a gang. Some of my friends are dead in jail. I used to get suspended almost every week. I was such a class clown. I was such a bully. I was such a troublemaker. I got suspended for the last time. I got suspended for 90 days. And I looked around and I was like, he going to jail. He's gonna get shot. This person's never gonna make it. I'm like, I don't belong in this. After that, it just shows the change. From that point, when I stepped out on day 91, when I went back to school, honor roll, state champion,
Pull, split,
scholar athlete, All-American.
roll, pull, split.
I changed, and people didn't even know me. Best card UFC ever had. Sold out, arena, MSG, UFC title, first run. Oh, that's it. Boom. That chapter's closed. I feel like my career in mixed martial art was it. Boxing is
West Virginia, there is a Sicilian hitman. His name is Giuseppe Cusumano. And, well, if he has his way, Daniel Dubois will be thunderstruck tonight, Mr. Bernstein.
Well, Cusumano, who's been working with Eric Ash's new trainer for about 3 months, and Ash feels that they have made some differences in his style. Cusumano does have 17 knockouts in his 19 fights. This is certainly the biggest step up he's had. He said this is his dream fight. It's what he has dreamt of, to fight a top heavyweight. This is his opportunity. He fights on only 4-week notice. He hopes that's enough time.
It's the heavyweight division. It only takes one punch. That's what people love about this division. And Cusumano, he said he couldn't wait to get in the ring on Sunday night. He is in the ring, and he is about to welcome the highly regarded Daniel Dubois to these American shores.
And now making his way to the ring, the exciting heavyweight world contender from London, England, Dynamite Daniel Dubois.
Astro, no. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze.
Well, Daniel Dubois would love to throw down to the deep end of the heavyweight division. Of course, a fighter who comes with plenty of hype, and this is despite being stopped once. He suffered a orbital injury around his eye in a fight that he was ahead against Joe Joyce, so his record is 16-1. But just like his sobriquet, Al, Daniel Dubois has a dynamite display of power. 15 of his 16 wins inside the distance.
Yeah, and coming back from that very disappointing moment, he scored a knockout win in his last fight, which was only a couple of months ago, and now he's already back in the ring again. So against Bogdan Dinu, landed a huge right hand, great power puncher, and he's a very good ring technician as well.
In his last fight, he won by second-round knockout against Bogdan Dinu. A nice bounce-back victory, and is now working with Shane McGuigan, who is a respected trainer across the pond.
Yeah, he feels Shane is rounding off edges that he felt needed to be rounded off, but he's a very talented young heavyweight.
And it is his U.S. TV debut, joining compatriots Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, who all made their U.S. TV debuts on this little network called Showtime. A virtual sellout, 16,000 in attendance here tonight. Not bad for a former YouTube star turned professional boxer in his 4th professional fight out in his hometown. Jake Paul putting 16,000 people in this building.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy here in this crowd. Very excited about the whole evening of boxing. Let's look at the numbers for this bout. The reach advantage is important for Daniel Dubois. He wants to punch from the outside, use the jab, the straight right hand. Also at age 33, Cusumano, what does he have left in the tank? This is a big moment for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse here in Cleveland, Ohio, we present a heavyweight showdown brought to you by Most Valuable Promotions, Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions, along with Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment in Sports, Holden Productions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. Introducing our 3 judges, all from the state of Ohio, Stacy Blevins, Jaime Garayua, and Phil Rogers. Presenting our referee in charge, he will be giving instructions after the introductions, George Nichols. All right, fans, here we go. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in a heavyweight featured attraction. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white trunks with red and green trim. Originally from Cadini, Sicily, Italy. Now fighting out of Richmond, Virginia. He weighed in at 235.5 pounds with a record of 19 wins, 3 losses. He has 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the knockout-minded and hard-hitting Giuseppe Angelo Cusumano. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing black trunks with silver trim, fighting out of London, England. He weighed in at 238 pounds. His record stands at 16 wins, 1 defeat, 15 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his U.S. debut, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hard-hitting, world-ranked heavyweight contender, introducing Dynamite, Daniel Dubois. And once again, a referee in charge. Now to give instructions, George Nichols.
Okay, boxers, you received your instructions previously. Obey my commands at all time. Protect yourself at all time. Belt line is good here. Belt line is good here. Touch them up and good luck.
George Nichols, your referee. Your referee working his 20th professional fight. Round number 1. Daniel Dubois in the black with white trim. Giuseppe Cusumano in the white with red and green trim. And they're chucking leather early.
And one thing to look for, Dubois is a great body puncher. He has scored 4 knockdowns in his career with body punches, so he can take you down with that punch as well.
Cusumano looking to author his own rocky story here tonight. He knows that Dubois comes into this match with the high regard. Cusumano would love to, knock Dubois off, and he just landed a sharp right hand.
Yeah, each man has a good right hand. Dubois is more celebrated, but Cusumano has a decent right hand as well.
And both these heavyweights looking to hit each other harder than Charlie Watts used to hit the snare.
And a left hook hurt Cusumano.
Down goes Cusumano early in round 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 58 seconds into the opening round. Cusumano goes down for the 3rd time in his career. Dubois right uppercut clips Cusumano. Cusumano under assault.
And a long time left to go in this round.
A barrage of blows, the battering ram jab in the right hand. And Cusumano's down for the 2nd time.
7, 8, 9. You okay? You want to continue? Walk to me.
Is Cusumano going to escape? Round 1, is he going to survive the final minute? Trying to fight back, but it's all Daniel Dubois. Dubois just detonated the bomb. Welcome to America.
Disappointed for Cusumano, but
dynamite for Dubois.
It is, yes. It is exactly the way Daniel Dubois dreamed of making his debut in the United States. 23-year-old who came off that very disappointing loss to Joe Joyce with the knockout win. Adds to that And there's Shane McGuigan, who is in his second fight with Dubois, certainly happy with what his charge did.
Yeah, BTS isn't the only entity that can light it up like dynamite. Yeah, good. Hey, Daniel Dubois may have his own army of fans soon with performances.
Well, he's an exciting fighter. He has the power which you need in the heavyweight division, and he showed that tonight.
And keeping it in perspective, obviously, Giuseppe Cusumano comes in at 19-3, but had never been stopped before.
Right.
First time in his career that he was stopped by this up-and-comer, Daniel Dubois, who turns 24 early next month.
Yeah, he's got 9 days, I think, till his birthday, and he gave himself an early present here tonight, and saw his promoter Frank Warren earlier in the evening, and he said, I think we can get a really good debut, and Cusumano giving him his props. His sister Caroline is a big amateur fighter in the UK. She was in the Olympics, lost a very close decision in the quarterfinals. That was a disappointment. She's going to turn pro, and she's happy for her brother.
Dubois said it was a fight with two purposes. It's about the crowd, and it's about having fought in America for the first time. And well, the smile says it all.
And this is why he's smiling. The first knockdown, and a left hook will start the issue. That left hook and then the right hand. And he was able to put his punches together and get Cusumano in trouble. And he was hurt at this point, and then Dubois would go after him again. There's the right hand. Of course, that's the big power punch for Dubois. It's created so many of his previous 15 knockouts and adds to this one. And there the jab, setting up the right hand for knockdown number 2. Left hook also stuns Cusumano. And then the ripping downstairs. You see there a good idea of the combination punching of Dubois. He's a good technician. And when he gets somebody in trouble, he's going to throw those combinations. And you notice him go downstairs to the body as well. And then knockdown number 3 that would end this fight. Cusumano trying to do anything on the ropes to survive, and the right hand would come through again. And Dubois would stun him, getting ready with the kind of a pawing jab, and then the right hand comes in. And that and the second right hand does even more damage. And so for Cusumano, after this third knockdown, the referee would call a halt to the action, and rightfully so.
In 2015, as a teenager, Daniel Dubois dropped Anthony Joshua in sparring. He drops and stops Giuseppe Cusumano here tonight. And Daniel Dubois, he said he goes in there to knock them out. He said it was going to be a spectacular debut and that he was going to announce his presence with a lot of power and skill. He did just that. Here is a man who's just as skillful on the microphone, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 10 seconds in round number 1. A referee in charge, George Nichols, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. Successful in his U.S. debut, Dynamite, Daniel Dubois.
And Daniel Dubois will now be speaking with Ariel Helwani.
Mauro, thank you very much. Daniel, congratulations on a phenomenal American debut. I know you were very confident going into this fight, but honestly, did you think it would end that quickly?
My dad told me in the dressing room that go for the first round, so I went for it. But first I want to say thank you, Cleveland. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to be back here.
And there was such a spotlight on you this week because of this card. And I know you've had some great moments in your young career so far, but would it be fair to say, thus far, the greatest moment of your career tonight?
No, the greatest is still to come, man. This was just another step in the right direction for me.
I remember late last year, before we get to that, let's look at the end of the fight here, because I want you to talk about how you finished off Cusumano. Tell us what you did to him out there.
Yeah, I rushed it a little bit, but hey, I went for the kill, and yeah, the rest is history.
I don't think you rushed it, my man. I think that was pretty damn good.
Yeah, I got to calm down a bit, but yeah, here we go. Boom. Boom.
Incredible handiwork. You know, I was just saying late last year, I remember a lot of people questioned your heart. They were trying to write you off. They said you didn't have that fighter spirit. What do you want to say to all those naysayers now?
Well, look at me now. I'm back and I'm ready to go.
Who do you want next?
Whoever's next, you know, maybe there's Trevor Bryan. You know, he's got a title. I want him next, but whoever. Come on, come on.
And you want to come back to America?
Well, most definitely. Definitely.
Daniel, congratulations on the win. Cleveland, give it up for Dynamite, Daniel Dubois. Morrow, back to you.
All right, Ariel, thank you very much. A well-spoken young man who definitely feels the best is yet to come. Now 17-1 with 16 knockouts. Dubois was adding sound effects to the replay going boom, boom. His nickname is Dynamite. Do I dare go back in time and bring back one of the great sound bites in sportscasting history? Boom goes the Dynamite! All right, I did it. I did it. I may be off the rest of the show, but I just did it out.
No, never.
Say, while the truck is recovering from what I just did, they're telling me to lead to a promo. So here we go.
Good idea.
Here is a look at what is coming up from Showtime.
Buckle up. I don't pretend I'm an ordinary guy got lucky. I am a monster.
People like us must destroy people like him.
Whatever there is to find in there, the sheriff's gonna find it.
There's nothing.
There's always something.
All right, we have so much more still to come here from Cleveland. And with more, let's go back to Brian Custer.
Okay, Mo, thank you very much. Now, Cusumano told us someone's going to get knocked out in that fight. I guess he was right. I didn't think it was going to be him. And, you know, I was going to say Dubois, you know, his last 3 KOs have come in the second round. Well, I guess you can now say his last 4 have come inside of 2 rounds. Still to come, our main event, Jake Paul taking on Tyron Woodley. And, you know, Jake has just 3 professional fights, but he's already scored 7 knockdowns in those 3 fights, all which ended by KO. Tyron Woodley, considered a dangerous puncher in his own right, and has predicted a knockout by round 3 as well. Of course, we'll see here a little later on tonight. But coming up next, we've got the co-feature, and it's a unified female world title bout as the WBC WBO featherweight champion Amanda the Real Deal Serrano defends her 2 belts against the super bantamweight champion Yamaleth Mercado. Both of these champions agree this is the fight they say will steal the show as they add their own chapter to the already intense Mexico versus Puerto Rico boxing rivalry. But Yami Mercado has a tough task ahead of her. Not only is she moving up in weight to face Serrano, she's also taking on a champion who's on a 26-fight winning streak and hasn't lost in nearly 10 years. Serrano is among the sport's pound-for-pound very best, and arguably the most exciting top female fighter because of her style and power.
She is taking the world by storm. Here is the women's pound-for-pound champion, introducing the coal miner's daughter.
When Christy Martin came out, she was the first woman boxer that anyone ever took notice of. She was the pioneer. She was a warrior, you know.
Big shot at the end of the round.
You know, she reigned supreme. Boxing has evolved. No one talks about one particular girl. We have a pound for pound.
At the forefront of that evolution is Amanda Serrano, who in 2017 was featured in the first nationally televised female world title fight in 10 years.
Oh, there's definitely frustration with being a female fighter. I try not to think about it too much, but it's definitely frustrating, especially, you know, with the pays, and it's a headache. But, you know, just wanting to be the best and wanting to continue to break records, that's what motivates me.
Born in Puerto Rico and raised in the Boricua community in Brooklyn, Serrano maintains a deep connection to her heritage and to the island.
We are in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, and we're here to train. Puerto Rico is always going to be in my blood. That's why I represent it to the fullest. It's in my heart. I always go in that ring with my flag because it brings so much more out of me. I know I have that Boricua sangre, that Boricua blood in me, so it just pushes me harder to go out and continue to win, continue to break records.
Also training on the island that has cultivated dozens of world champions is Jake Paul.
Amanda Serrano is going to be on the card. Amanda's one of the greatest female boxers in history. And so to be around that energy, that presence, to see how she trains, to see how she hits, I mean, she can really hit.
Good shot. She gets all the leverage in every single shot. She's very sharp. How she throws her shots, how she shoots her combinations. She's a seasoned pro. You can just tell by how she shadowboxes.
You know, kind of blessed that I'm able to train with him and him giving me, you know, a shot because he brings eyes to female boxing. It's not just me, but it's to the sport of women's boxing.
You know, that's what Jake's about. Jake's all about pointing the spotlight on Amanda and saying, look, you know, this is someone that I want on my undercard. I live in Puerto Rico now. She's Puerto Rican. I'm a fan of her. She's a big puncher. She's exciting.
Drop it. Yes, she's punching. Love it.
That's what I want to bring to the sport, is just raising awareness for the best people in the sport to continue to grow their platform.
It's good for Jake just to be around champions. I like him around any champion. I don't care what it is. It's just it's a championship mentality, and it's you know, it's good for him.
Serrano holds the women's record for winning world titles in 7 different weight divisions. And now she's only 2 knockout wins away from tying Christy Martin's all-time record for most KOs by a female fighter.
And my next goal is to break the record for most knockouts. I'm hoping by the time I break that record, it will be the time that I become undisputed champion. Puerto Rico's haven't had undisputed champion, so hopefully I can break 2 records in one night. So that would be the perfect day, perfect night, perfect plan for us.
And there's the unified champ now warming up. You know, Amanda Serrano says she doesn't believe Mercado can withstand the knockout. The unified champion says the only thing she hasn't done yet is knock an opponent out cold. And that's what she's going for tonight. But before we get to the co-main event, here's a look at some of the many reasons why Showtime has become the go-to network for the best in combat sports.
The hits keep coming on Showtime.
You don't want no trouble.
4 years continues to embrace its sports teams and sports heroes with immense pride and passion. Tonight, Jake Paul hopes to add his name to the list of Cleveland's success stories. Let's go back to that Barstool Sports bet desk. Here's Dave. Dave and Dan.
All right, Dan. Well, a lot of people, first of all, are saying our set looks like we're at a Home Depot. That's what happens. You go 0-3, you're down 45 grand. But never fear. I want to set the stage here, set the mood. You have a very inspirational quote from Dion Waiters. Please enlighten the audience.
Yes, Dion Waiters once famously said, I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 because if you go 0 for 9, that means you stopped shooting. That means you lost confidence. Again, not to pat ourselves on the back, but
We have the same. I have 15K on Serrano to KO minus 157, under 7.5 rounds for 15K. I also have Serrano KO first or second for 750, third or fourth for plus 450.
I think we're dangerously close to the point of no return where going over is almost more impressive than winning a bet, a single bet.
He
I'd like
actually
to win
was
this
saying
bet.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get your bets in. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley. Listen, Twitter's all up our mentions. We got all sorts of problems on the set here. This is real life. We're fighting for our lives. Back to you, Brian.
All right, guys, keep fighting. It is time for the ladies. Let's go ringside. Here's Mauro Ranallo.
All right, BC, the real fighters will keep fighting our lone championship bout of the night featuring, well, women's boxing's best knockout artist, Amanda Serrano, a unified 126-pound champion, defending against Yamaleth Mercado, who is a defending 120.
And now making her way to the ring, the defending champion from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Please welcome the unified WBC, WBO, and IBO female featherweight champion of the world, the real deal, Amanda Serrano.
On the biggest stage of her impressive career, Amanda Serrano knows what's at stake. Not just her championships, but she is here to represent women's boxing and to elevate the game. And Jake Paul wanted to showcase female fighting. Could have done a lot worse than Amanda Serrano, who is 2 knockouts away from equaling the high water mark of the coal miner's daughter, Christy Martin.
Yeah, she is on everyone's top pound-for-pound fighters list. Certainly in the top 3 or 4, 100%. And some people might suggest she's the top pound-for-pound. Certainly she's a terrific performer. And she's someone who has had she's on a class to fight her tonight. They turned down.
Considered one of the most feared punchers in the history of professional female boxing. For our title tilt.
Against this level of opposition.
And the rules for this unified female title fight, no 3 knockdown rule in effect. This female title fight consists of 10 2-minute rounds. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot. Here with the official introductions is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse here in Cleveland, Ohio, we present the World Championship co-main event of the evening, brought to you by Most Valuable Promotions, along with DeBella Entertainment, Holden Productions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Jill Diamond, the WBO President Francisco Valcarcel, the President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Jill Diamond, the WBO President Francisco Valcarcel, Supervisor John Duggan, and the IBO President Ed Levine, Supervisor Jorge Alonso. Judging at ringside from Ohio, Stacy Blevins. From Pennsylvania, Dana DePaulo. And from Ohio, Jaime Garayua. Introducing our referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Lonnie Scott. All right, fans, here we go. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled. 10 2-minute rounds for the unified WBC, WBO, and IBO female featherweight. Here is tonight's challenger and their current WWE fight. You got a Brooklyn, New York by way of Carolina, Puerto Rico. She weighed in the same as her current reigning, defending, and unified WBC, WBO, and IBO female featherweight champion of the world, introducing the real deal, Amanda Serrano. And once again, a referee in charge, now to give instructions, Lonnie Scott.
At all times, with my commands at all times. Touch them up, when it's with them.
Referee Lonnie Scott working his 6th professional fight. This unified 126-pound women's championship bout. The champion Amanda Serrano, whose ultimate goal is, well, to become the first undisputed Puerto Rican champion, male or female, in the 4-belt era. She just has to get the other champions to face her.
Huh?
Female in boxing history. 10 two-minute rounds. Remember, 2-minute rounds, and they're fighting. Right there. 2-minute rounds, a quick exchange to get things started.
Serrano said she was going to come out very aggressively, and she is. There's the right hand from Mercado. Mercado has a pretty decent right hand, even though she's not a big power puncher.
Yeah, and Serrano loves to flood the zone with combinations, looks to close the show early. And of course, for Mercado, moving up in weight, already not the biggest puncher in the world.
You know, Serrano averages landing 22 punches per round. Now, that's in a 2-minute round, so that's pretty extraordinary.
The champion in the light blue and white, the challenger in the black with green, white, and red trim.
You know, Mercado likes to fight a more tactical fight, and so one thing she doesn't want is to be
remaining in this first of a schedule 10 for the unified 126-pound titles, as remaining in this first of a schedule 10 for the unified 126-pound titles, as Mercado landed a right hand.
She got a good right hand, and she does have a good overhand right. Now, they think if they can push Serrano back at any point in this fight, make her go backwards, it will help them.
The southpaw Serrano had Mercado on the ropes momentarily. 30 seconds left here in the first round. Mercado has never been down.
There's Serrano going downstairs. She is a superb body puncher, one of the best in women's boxing.
Yeah, neither of these two fighters has been down in their respective careers, and the first round is down here in Cleveland. Let's go to Felix. Phoenix Carnival.
I am with Tyron Woodley, and this is destiny, because we had this conversation.
This whole process has been a movie. I put in a lot of hard work, and it was a long training camp, but when we got to this day, I'm like, man, it came so quick. So I'm excited, relaxed. All the work is put in, so I'm ready to go out there and put on the show.
Fans want to know if this is a reinvigorated Tyron Woodley.
for sure. Rebirth, reinvigorated, rejuvenated, whatever you want to call it. Put the re in front, and that's me.
Now, as many fights as I've seen you in, I have never seen anybody antagonize you in this way.
Yeah, you know, I just brushed it off. I know what it is. It's all the bells and whistles and the curtains behind to try to get into my mind and really to sell the show. But now the show's sold. Now it's time for me to go out there and turn up.
I'll let you go do that. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Phoenix. Tyron Woodley, former Strikeforce welterweight champion on Showtime a decade ago, and now making his boxing debut on Showtime pay-per-view as we continue round 2 of this unified 126-pound female championship fight.
For Mercado, it was important to get through that first round, and she did settle down as the
Serrano utilizing the right hand jab from the southpaw stance. Mercado.
She's landed some good shots in this round.
Let's go to Phoenix.
I feel like I should jump along with you, but listen, Jake, drama aside, I asked Woodley the same thing. How does it feel to be here right now? You woke up this morning and you chose violence.
Hey, this is a dream come true. Ever since I was a kid, I've been coming out here, watching LeBron play. Now we sold out the stadium, so I'm about to get this knockout. Easy money. This is
hey,
what
listen,
I do.
This is honestly, you've been on the Boxing Accelerated program. This week was the 3-year anniversary that you started training. How good could you have gotten in that 3 years? Let everybody know.
They're about to find out. I'm about to take down someone who's been boxing for 5 times as long as me, who is a world champion, who is known for his knockout power. So I could sit here and talk about myself all I want, but we're about to see.
We know that Tyron Woodley is a worldly adversary in the ring, but how about the war of words?
Ever seen shorts like this? You ever?
With kind of push that left hook, and there's some body work from Serrano as Mercado comes forward and launches a left.
Yeah, that right hook downstairs by Serrano was excellent. She continues the assault down there.
Nice exchange between Mercado and Serrano. Uppercuts, both digging away to the body.
You see Mercado, and she is willing to exchange, and she's doing it. She's not, I don't know if she's landing enough to push Serrano back.
A Mexican fighter willing to exchange, Al. Incredible.
It's never happened before, right? It's unprecedented.
Mercado started boxing at the age of 11 as Serrano rocked her upstairs with the right. If she tries.
Left hook counter. So Mercado is a very intelligent fighter and will counter punch.
This is round number 4. And usually the MO for Serrano is start fast, pursue the early knockout, and then if it doesn't go according to plan, hey, she's got those long-range skills, the combination punching, she can control the fight.
And one of her losses has come to a left-hander, so she's trying to deal with that issue.
She gets popped by the right hand. From Serrano as Mercado moved forward.
Mercado and her camp feel that Serrano's aggressiveness, they can use that a little to their advantage. And she has landed some counter punches, but just not enough to put her in position to win these rounds.
Yep, Serrano. There's a left that landed for Mercado. Now Serrano going to the body before backing up, allowing Mercado to reset in the center of the ring. And look at the body shots landed. A whitewash for Serrano.
Yeah, she has gone downstairs so effectively, and Mercado not able to get there at all.
Go!
Breathe nice and deep. Now we're going into the 5th round. Now you got to start. Now you got to repeat what you've been doing and throw to the body. You need to start throwing to the body. When you get there, you get her good, but you just keep throwing hard, up and down. So work it. And keep walking towards your left.
Mercado did have some moments in that last round, and what I said was one of the closer rounds of the fight. There's the right hand that got in. Not pronated perfectly, but a nice punch for her, and a demonstration that she's not a big power puncher, but that was a good right hand, and she repeats it. So that was the closest of the rounds. I don't know if Mercado won it, but she made it competitive.
Round number 5 scheduled for 10 2-minute rounds. In this women's 126-pound championship fight for Mercado. She started playing soccer as a child, took up boxing at the age of 11, turned pro at 16, which is really young for a female fighter.
Yeah, normally it seems they turn pro later on in life, and a lot of times it's because of professions. Well, guess what? She's a nurse, so you know, that adds to her load in life.
And she has a load to deal with in the form of Amanda the Real Deal Serrano. Serrano doing a good job of Staying out of range, using the jab.
And her reach advantage in this fight is something she's utilizing, as you point out, effectively.
Couple of right hands close by Mercado.
The thing about Serrano that's interesting is she can win as a power puncher, but she also can win boxing.
Yes, and she wants to prove that she's more than just a knockout artist, and getting an opportunity here as Mercado overextending with that right, trying to close the distance, get past those disparities and the disadvantages that she faces.
Yeah, I think Serrano really felt like she could get a knockout earlier than normal in this fight. That hasn't happened yet, but she has been controlling these rounds, certainly.
Oh, and there's a stiff jab that lands for Serrano. Goes downstairs to the body. Another shot to the body by the champion as we come to the end of the fifth. And Serrano unloading on Mercado to the body, attacking it like it was with candy.
Somewhere Mike McCallum is smiling.
The body snatcher.
Esto duele. Deep breath. She's breaking down. Esto duele. Deep breath.
Well, the body work by Amanda Serrano is really special, and she put it all on display here. Good left and then a right hand. Those were both superb body shots. She is just very good at going downstairs and then goes again with the right hook and the straight left. She's so committed to that in all her fights.
Let's do it with everything. Come on. Just go for it. Let's go.
Mercado's trainer, Miguel Reyes. Serrano's trainer, Jordan Maldonado, as I mentioned, her brother-in-law, as we begin the second half of this championship affair.
You know, Mercado's been cut 4 times in her career. That's one thing, luckily for her, she has avoided in this fight, even though she's taken some really good shots to the face. And Serrano landing 29 body shots, according to show stats, 30 actually to this point in this fight, which is really extraordinary.
Mercado trying to find a way to create an angle of entry, but Serrano has her along the ropes, and now Mercado trying to fight off the ropes and
watch your head.
Making it a rough and tumble affair at close quarters. Lead left hook to the body by
I think Mercado was really hurt with that uppercut. And
face measure and then throw. You hear me? What round is it?
Repita tus combinaciones. Just keep repeating. That's all you have to do. Just keep repeating. Combination and get mad. Get mad out there. This is for the title. Let's go. You want it? You want it? So go
Go get it. Let's go. Mercado's trainer, Miguel Reyes, motivating her, exhorting her to come on earth in Amanda Serrano.
And in the last several rounds, Serrano's really shown us her sharpness. That last round especially, that was a very special round for her. Great combinations, terrific body work, also hurt Mercado, I think, with the right hook.
And Serrano keeping Mercado at bay by pawing out the right jab from the southpaw stance. Of course, against the southpaw.
You're at 40% or above. That's a good statistic.
Serrano continues to batter Mercado at the end of the round. And earlier tonight, another Cleveland native, Charles Conwell, the Olympian, undefeated, faced another undefeated fighter in Juan Carlos Rubio in a 10-round, 140-pound fight. There was one knockdown in round 2, but it was all Conwell, Al.
Conwell was superb in this fight, using the straight right hand and hooks to the body very effectively. He's got a great arsenal of punches, and that's what he as you know, also a MMA practitioner, 2-0-1 in that.
With submission wins, believe it or not.
That's fascinating. Yeah, it's a very good point. So,
there's a sweeping left hook by Mercado. But yeah, Serrano took up MMA while waiting to get big fights in boxing. As
have others like Clarissa Shields done the same thing. And now she hopes to win this and hopes to get a big fight like the one she almost got with Katie Taylor.
Yep.
She'd love to, she doesn't want to go up that high, but she would for the Taylor fight go up to 135.
Well, she's been up to 140.
Yeah.
And now that close quarter, Serrano digging away to the body, but there's a left hook that lands for Mercado, and Serrano continues to work the body.
That was one of Mercado's best punches in this fight. It was well pronated, and she got some power behind that. But again, with only 5 KOs, she is not a knockout puncher. And especially at this weight. Oh, nice right hand.
Mercado with the right hand. Mercado hanging tough with the champion.
And actually pushing Serrano back a little bit, which they wanted to try and do in this fight.
Definitely not an easy out, not that it was expected to be for Serrano. Again, looking for the best competition possible, and Mercado having a decent round against Serrano. As we head to the championship rounds on cue, Serrano lands a sharp combination. So here we are in Cleveland, 16,000 in attendance for this special night of boxing. Hometown boy, the polarizing Jake Paul puts his undefeated boxing record of 3-0 on the line against former MMA champion Tyron Woodley, making his pro boxing debut in the main event, and fans are definitely amped up tonight. Mauro Ranallo along with Al Bernstein, guest analyst Ariel Helwani at ringside. Joined by Brian Custer and Phoenix Carnival. Extracurricular action, it appears, in the stands, but our focus is on the championship fight and the championship rounds out.
For sure, and you know, Amanda Serrano is 3-1 over the 10-round limit. Mercado is 5-2, so they both have lots of experience going that distance.
Serrano does have a 9th round knockout, but none later, and boy, great minds out.
Yeah, exactly. And she's landing some great left hands.
Right hand by Mercado.
Yeah, and Mercado's hung in there. You got
another right.
Got to give her credit, even though, as Steve Farmer's unofficial scoring shows us, it's likely Serrano is way ahead in this fight. Mercado stepping up in weight, has acquitted herself well in this fight, landing some offense and hanging in there.
Well, Serrano said she wanted to knock someone out cold. Mercado hanging in with less than a minute left in the 9th. And there is a whilst developing under the left eye, Mercado, as Serrano continues to attack the body.
I'll tell you what, Amanda Serrano, I think, is the best body puncher in women's boxing. Katie Taylor's good, some other people are good, but she's a great body puncher.
And she is rocking the body tonight. 20 seconds left in the penultimate round, and now Serrano beginning to tee off on Mercado. Mercado backing up to the ropes. 10th and final round of this unified 126-pound title fight. Straight ahead. And blood on the face of Mercado. And she has been cut many times in her career.
You're okay. You're okay. Don't worry about it. There's one more last round. Let me get the swell. The inswell. Let me get it, please. You okay? Yes. There's only one round left, Jamie. Let's go strong. With everything. Let's go in this round for everything.
Dáselo a tu madre, cabrón. Saca huevos, mexicana. Mírale la cara.
Let's fight the Mexican way. Come on, show it. Show some balls in this fight.
Let's go get it, baby.
Serrano's brother-in-law, Jordan Maldonado, screaming at Mercado's corner. Let's go. Let's do this. 10th and final round. Serrano's 226-pound titles at stake.
I haven't seen that one before.
Serrano on the hunt. Mercado with a looping left. Serrano continues to work the body, then sweeps the left hook upstairs.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that Mercado said, I took this challenge and went up in weight. What have I got to lose? I'm going to go take a shot at it. The only danger, of course, is when you get caught in taking punishment at a higher weight, you don't want that to happen, and she has to still call. Oh, my.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's Serrano. Counter left by Mercado's hanging toughest. Serrano looking for the knockout.
Serrano's right hook has become very dangerous right now.
Final minute. Serrano looking for the knockout on a seek and destroy mission, but Yamaleth Mercado has taken some nasty shots like that short right hook, but she comes back with a left.
Mercado has shown amazing toughness and now is taking a lot of punishment.
Puerto Rico versus Mexico in the boxing ring. You're going to get blood and guts type battles, and Mercado wearing the vestiges of war and just got lit up by that left hand from Serrano. In her
Stacy. And champion of the world.
He had his own drum corps with him.
Yeah, he did.
And he's got his personal robot also. And here is Tyron Woodley.
Event. Here's a preview of Cop Shop. It's coming to theaters in September.
What'd you do? What I had to do to get to you, Teddy.
Why are you trying to kill him?
I'm the bad guy. Get me out of here. You got a date with me first. I got a lot of money. There's no deal to be made. Deja vu. That's not deja vu, dummy. Cop Shop, rated R. Only in theaters September 17th.
We're here in Cleveland, Ohio. This is a look at the Hope Memorial Bridge, which crosses the Cuyahoga River into downtown. These 43-foot-high guardians of traffic have stood tall for nearly 100 years. And beginning next year, you know, the Cleveland Major League Baseball team will be renamed as the Cleveland Guardians. The name was selected to represent a regional sense of loyalty, protection, and progress here in Cleveland and Northeast Ohio. As we get ready for the main event, let's check in with the guys who are going to call this fight. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley. Talking about Mauro Ranallo, Al Bernstein, Ariel Helwani, and Mo. Listen, over 16,000, a sellout, have come out here. You've spent decades covering combat sports. Talk to me about the evolution. How did we get here?
Well, it's something new to all of us, Brian, and you talk about 16,000. The atmosphere already is electric as my suit for this special occasion, and honestly, we got here because of a guy by the name of Jake Paul who, well, took the pro wrestling handbook and used it to perfection in casting himself as the great disruptor. Here's a guy who is serious about boxing. Here's a guy who went from being a punchline to headlining in his hometown on a Showtime Sports pay-per-view in just his 4th professional fight. He'll be the first to tell you he's a professional troll. Yes, he is as polarizing as the Earth's axis. It's not a bad thing when it comes to selling pay-per-views. And you know what? Love him or loathe him, Jake Paul wants to bring new eyeballs to boxing. Sure, he'll be laughing all the way to the blockchain, but I'll tell you about the drawing power of a guy by the name of Jake Paul. My nephew, Roberto, Gen Z, avid gamer, he made the trip to Cleveland with his father because he said he had to see the main event. It reminds him of a real-life video game. But we know, Brian, that this is not a game. It's a professional boxing match, and Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley are going to get down and try to hurt each other in just a matter of moments.
Yeah, you're right about this. I'll tell you what, this arena is electric for this main event. Al, you know, Jake Paul says he wants to be taken seriously as a professional fighter. Does a victory over Tyron Woodley put some respect on his name as a boxer?
You know, a big part of this boxing journey for Jake Paul, I think, is gaining acknowledgement from the
Woodley, the former UFC champion, who has not won a fight in 3 years, who's on a 4-fight losing streak. He said that name will look good on my resume. Guys, the MMA community does not agree on a lot, but I can assure you right now, across the world, they are all pulling for Tyron Woodley to shut this kid up once and for all. They want the chosen one who hasn't gotten the respect that he deserved throughout the entire career in the UFC, who wasn't pushed the right way, who wasn't loved the right way, to show up tonight in his pro boxing debut and represent the MMA community. Earlier in the night, I referenced Drake. Right now, I'm going to reference the other lyrical genius, Roy Jones Jr., who once said back in 2003, y'all must have forgot. We're moments away from Tyron Woodley reminding everyone that they must have forgot.
Yeah, a lot at stake for both of these fighters. All right, gentlemen, I'll let you get ready to call this main event. A sellout crowd have come out here to this venue, and some high-profile celebs as well to see this. How about Dave Chappelle, one of the GOATs when it comes to comedians, is here in Cleveland. A man Conor McGregor certainly doesn't want to see anytime soon. The UFC lightweight champion, Dustin Poirier, is in the house. Former welterweight world champion, Andre Berto, he is here in Cleveland as well. As well as Corey Spinks, the former 2-division world champion, in the house. And we've got some Olympic boxers here as well. Duke Reagan, O'Shea Jones, Delonte Johnson, all of them with the hardware as well. Hunter Armstrong, another gold medalist from swimming, here in Cleveland. And yes, Youngstown's very own, the former lightweight world champion, Ray Boom Boom Mancini. And back with me here to get some more insight as we get ready for this main event, Logan Paul, the big brother of Jake, and of course the Bellator featherweight world champion, AJ McKee. You just heard these guys have a discussion on this. As these guys get ready to make their ring walks, who's got more pressure on them? Is it your brother? Is it Tyron Woodley?
I think so, yeah. I think it's Jake. Let's be honest, Tyron knows he's at the end of his career. He said it to his own vlog camera, I fooled him. This is a money play for Tyron. He don't really want to win this fight. My brother's on the cusp of starting the rest of his life, of really beginning his legacy, leaving his mark. You know, we brought it to Cleveland. This is the first step of many. Cleveland showed up. Stop sleeping on Cleveland. Like, this is one of the best cities on the planet, and I really feel that way. And it's so cool to see everyone here supporting Jake, and I think he's going to knock out Tyron in a really violent way.
AJ, if you're training Tyron, what does he need to do in the ring to be successful here tonight?
He's got to bring the pressure, get inside, put Jake's back against the wall, and make him fight him dirty, you know what I mean? I feel like the longer this fight goes on, the better it is for Jake. I think Tyron just needs to get in there and go leave it all in there, you know what I mean? He doesn't have to worry about takedowns. He doesn't have to worry about anything else besides letting his hands go. So that's the big question. Like Logan said, this could be his last fight. I think the pressure is pretty even in this arena. Just Jake's got a lot to fill, you know? He's not fighting a rollover. This is Tyron Woodley. He's got punching power, knockout power, and I'm excited to see how this goes.
I asked Logan this, and I'll ask you this. Will we see you in a professional fight?
Definitely. We're working on it. We gonna see you in the cage?
Yeah, bro.
Let's do it.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Last thing for you, for Jake, in the ring, what does he need to do to be successful?
Win. I got to go walk out with him, bro. I'll see you
there he is. Appreciate it. Logan, AJ McKee, thank you very much. We got to give you a final update on the latest odds. And before we get to the main event, let's go back to that Barstool Sports bet desk. Dave, Dan, it's all you.
We're still here. We're still here. Still here. Hashtag still here. I'm 0-8 on the day with the picks. Dan and I haven't won a thing. It's been ugly. The good news, this is the fight why we came. This is what I was excited about. I know the most about it. I have no idea. Dan, what are the current odds?
Listen. Plus 150 in the Barstool Sportsbook app right now. Bet with Logan Paul, who you just saw. And you can, I mean, if you think Tyron Woodley's going to knock him out, I think it's plus 145 right now. Here's all I'm going to say. 0-4 tonight. Terrible picks. Awful. I told you I have a terrible brain. I'm going to win it all back right now. Jake Paul to knock him out, plus 150. I'm riding with Logan Paul. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to knock him out, Dave.
And those are the best odds you're going to find anywhere. Barstool Sportsbook. Go, but if you like Paul, you almost have to do it. It's math. Woodley, I will say this. I've told this story. About 2 months ago, I got invited to a barbecue. Jorge Masvidal, most Miami night of my life. They are in the Woodley camp. They looked me in the eyes, said, we knew Jake Paul would destroy Ben Askren. As confident as we are about that, Woodley will beat Jake Paul. Take it for what it is. I go back and forth. You can't ignore the value that the sportsbook. So I did. My main thing is plus 3.5 rounds. I also took the prop, and I'm friends with the Pauls, so I don't want to see them and have to look in the eye if I bet against them.
So we have the same bet again.
We have the same bet.
We have the same bet again.
And as we sign off, get ready for other sports. If you haven't played with us, you see how fun it is. We're having fun. Always gamble responsibly. Any deposit, if you haven't deposited Barstool Sportsbook, open up $10, whatever. We'll give you a $100 free pick on Super Bowl champion. So don't sleep on that. Let's watch this fight. I'm excited. I got no clue what's going to happen.
Yes.
Let's go to Brian and let's win a bet.
All right, fellas, thank you. It's time to get down to business. The main event of the evening. Let's go ringside. Here's Mauro Ranallo.
Hello, Cleveland. This crowd already turned up to 11. It is time for the meme event. It's about to pop off, and we're about to find out who possesses more pop in their punches, Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley. Scheduled for 8 rounds at a contract weight of 190 pounds.
Well, fans, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. Our cruiserweight special attraction. It's time for Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley.
The week leading up to the Ben Askren fight, you know, we hear Tyron Woodley is going to be in the corner. I'm getting my hands wrapped before the fight. He comes in to check my hand wraps to make sure we're not doing anything illegal. Standard procedures.
Here for some clout.
You already know I don't do them games, dog.
You and Ben are going to have a lot in common after tonight. Both got knocked out in the first round. A week prior, he had lost in the first round to Vincent Luque.
And the people that are the real day ones, they really took disrespect to them talking to somebody that really did so much in the sport of mixed martial art that way.
From there, boom. The shit talk just started. My team starts yapping.
Your shit just went down, didn't it?
He starts yapping.
I'm already Hall of Fame, bro.
And that's the moment that goes viral.
Everybody wanted to see me and him fight.
You're looking at the future of boxing.
He wanted to keep walking around acting like he had a fighter. At some point, he had to fight somebody that was known for punching people.
If you're gonna shit talk, you can't be afraid of the repercussions.
I got 5 world titles. That's all I gotta say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It'd be different if I was just like making outlandish claims. But I'm willing, ready, and able to back it up at any time, any place, anywhere.
I gotta keep reminding myself he's a child.
This is a make or break fight because this is the first dangerous, real person with knockout power that I'm going up against.
I can go after this and I can be at the top of wrestling, be at the top of mixed martial art, and now I can be at the top of boxing.
Is this crazy little kid with blonde hair just been lying to us about his skills? Is his mouth bigger than his punches? Welcome to hell, buddy.
You get knocked the fuck out.
Let's go.
And from St. Louis, Missouri, here comes the esteemed former UFC welterweight champion of the world, the chosen one, Tyron Woodley.
Me and my niggas is popping. We made a been out the project. Ooh, I'm about to switch up the topic. Ooh, ooh, that shit gon' fuck up the progress. Started local, now I'm major, had to turn them tables. When you get into that paper, that shit too contagious. I might jump out with them hands and that shit get real dangerous. At the top, I pop my shit and gotta watch my language.
Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. I got, oh, hop on the car with no roof. I got, oh, hop on the car with no roof. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. I got, oh, hop on the car with no roof. I got, oh, hop on the car with no roof. Hop on the car with no roof. She give me a head like a ghost. These bullets don't spit like a toe. I don't believe these niggas that go. Double all got the bullets in the bag. Hopping out, you know that I'm strapped. Now I know why they when they gone. Cause I got a whole lot of rats. Rose Bush, she like help me. Hold her picture. She's taking selfies. Smoking big trees. Throwing big seeds. I got big cheese. I'm in a big league. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. I got, oh, hop on the car on the roof. I got, oh, hop on the car on the roof. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. I got, oh, hop on the car on the roof. I got, oh, hop on the car on the roof. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. Let's go bees. I got, ooh, hop on the car on the roof. I got, ooh, hop on the car on the roof.
Tyron Woodley teaming up with noted bar spinner OT Genesis as they drop bars. Woodley wants to drop Jake Paul in thunderous fashion. Ariel, he had 7 knockouts during his MMA career, including a first-round stoppage of Robbie Lawler to win the welterweight title. What is his mindset going into his pro boxing debut?
I am blown away by his demeanor. He is calm, he is cool and collected. He's been that way all week long. The big thing has been he didn't have to cut weight for this fight, Morrow. He didn't have to cut that extra 20 pounds. We'll see what that translates into right now.
This is your emergency broadcast system.
24-year-old Jake Paul stepping into a boxing ring for his fourth professional fight in front of a sold-out crowd of 16,000 in his hometown of Cleveland. Al, who says the American dream is dead?
It's kind of surrealistic in many ways. Look, at this juncture, he wants to beat so far the best combat sports fighter that he has faced. He's never been past 2 rounds, remember. Only that limit in terms of creating knockouts. So we'll see how he does against Woodley.
Yeah, many, of course, consider him a circus act, but you know what? He has undeniable star power, has the ability to put butts in seats and sell pay-per-views, and he is taking the sport of boxing seriously.
Absolutely, and he's worked hard. I mentioned he's sparred with people like Jean Pascal, a world champion, and so he thinks he's doing the best he can to be the best boxer he can, and this is a process.
And he has legitimate power in that right hand, and oh yeah, so does Tyron Woodley. As we go to the tail of the tape for tonight's meme event.
As we take a look at these numbers, I think the big number is 39 for Tyron Woodley. We know, of course, he's lost a bunch of MMA matches.
Decision. Welcome to 2021. What is life? Here is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
By Most Valuable Promotions, along with Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions, on Holden Productions and Showtime Pay-Per-View. Sponsored by Barstool Sportsbook. Tonight's action is under the supervision of the Ohio State Boxing Commission, Executive Director Bernie Profato. Introducing our judges, scoring from ringside. From Pennsylvania, Dana DePaulo. From Ohio, Jaime Garayua. And also from Ohio, Phil Rogers. Our referee in charge, he'll be giving instructions after the introductions, George Nichols. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 8 rounds of boxing in a cruiserweight special attraction. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with turquoise and pink trim, hailing from and representing his home of St. Louis, Missouri. He weighed in at 189 1/2 pounds. With a background in wrestling, he was a 2-time champion tonight, making his boxing debut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the sensational former UFC welterweight champion of the world, introducing the chosen one, Tyron Woodley. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing multicolored trunks, a native son of Cleveland, Ohio. He weighed in at 190 pounds even. He is undefeated in his young campaign in the professional arena with a record of 3 wins, no losses. All 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the popular media sensation, the acclaimed content creator and undefeated fighter known as the Problem Child, introducing Jake Paul. And our referee in charge now to give instructions. Once again, we have George Nichols.
Boxers.
Welcome, boxers. I want you to protect yourself at all time. Obey my commands at all time. You were given your instructions previously. Touch them up, fight hard and clean.
Jake Paul refuses to touch gloves. He would rather tattoo Woodley with punches once the bell goes. George Nichols in his 21st professional bout as a referee. It is Tyron Woodley's professional boxing debut against Jake Paul, looking to go 4-0. The crowd electric. The action underway. Paul in the orange and black with LED and Woodley in the white with pink and blue. And immediately, Ariel, when you look at Tyron Woodley coming from mixed martial arts, the guard, the stance, everything is different.
This is surreal. We've never seen Tyron in a stage like this before. I do want to point out, Moro, you mentioned the right hand from Jake Paul. His team told me all week, look out for the left. The left will be his undoing. That's the secret weapon we haven't shown yet.
There's Paul with a right hand to the body of Woodley.
Woodley came out and threw an awkward right hand. He will try and get the overhand right in. He has to hope, and Paul would like to counter him when he does it. He has to hope Paul can't counter him.
Paul talks a Super Bowl-sized game. This is his own personal Super Bowl, and what an atmosphere here tonight, guys.
Yeah, it's astonishing. The energy in this building is pretty amazing.
Now, you mentioned that overhand right. He had a lot of success with that in MMA, but that's, of course, when people are anticipating the takedown, it won't work as well in a boxing match, one presumes.
Very good point.
And there's a double jab through the guard by the bigger Paul before going downstairs with the right.
And Woodley, you know, he didn't use the jab that much in MMA, but he's worked on it very hard. He's hoping he can use it in this fight. So far, he hasn't.
Woodley has to be careful standing straight up.
And the big knock on Woodley has been over the last 4 fights, stuck in neutral. Can he feel comfortable out of his comfort zone in this new sport? He has lost 16 straight rounds. We want to see some aggression out of him.
Good combination by Paul. Many, Ariel, questioned Woodley's will to continue to fight. It felt like the fire was gone. Maybe this will reignite it. Or he could get lit up and blown out by Jake Paul.
He showed some fire in his last fight against Vicente Luque.
Eric Brown, so he has his fair share of boxing intelligentsia in his corner and in his camp. Wow, look at the stats, Al.
Woodley throwing only 6 punches in the first round.
Meanwhile, Paul landed 6 punches while throwing 21.
You got him in good rhythm. I need you to...
And we look at the keys to victory for Paul. He needs to counter effectively, and he has done that so far. Control the range, that's another thing he's done, using the jab. And, of course, his big punch is the right hand. That's created most of the 7 knockdowns he's had in his 3 fights. As for Woodley, use the jab to get inside. Haven't seen that yet. Can't throw the off-balance right hands. He'll be countered, but he does need to land a big right hand, so he's got to take the chance to do that.
He threw one jab and landed the one jab in the opening round, Al, so definitely has to work on that.
Well, he was 100% anyway.
Yeah. The bell in round 2. You know, Jake Paul says his goal is to earn people's respect and show people how hard he is working because he takes this more seriously, he feels, than a lot of pro boxers, which, again...
Punching from range and doing what, you know, he needs to do to win these rounds. And Woodley just can't get untracked offensively. He's not so far. And
upstairs, well done by Paul. Placed those punches very expertly.
You know, he's a pretty good combination puncher. Now, you know, you temper that with the fact that he hasn't yet fought a pro boxer, but you have to look at it and take it at face value because he can throw good. Combinations.
Meanwhile, Woodley from the Show Me State of Missouri looking to show up and show out, but trying to get on track here. Less than 20 seconds left in the second.
Paul probably weighing 200 pounds.
And the fans have followed Paul's career. They're booing because it's gone past the second round.
First time.
Yes.
Slow down. Hold that right there. Slow down. Very good. Deep breath. Check your boxing beautiful. 1-2-0, okay? 2-0. 1-2-0. I want you this round, Jake, to keep bouncing. I want you to bring some jab right hands down the middle. We haven't done that yet.
Event. Jake Paul going to the body, counter upstairs as Woodley looks to land the jab. And
that's one of the first really good right hands that Paul has gotten in. You know, he's been pawing to try and find a place for that punch, and he did get that right hand in very nicely. And there's Woodley jabbing a little bit. We mentioned that we thought we might see some of that from him.
Well, we saw the great feature on their moms, Ariel. You know what they say. Get a podcast. There aren't many of those around.
No.
A minute gone. And you don't mess with anybody's mama, and the mamas, well, they got along. Mama said knock you out.
Yes, and especially Mama Woodley, I think.
Doing enough to win every round. Action from that round.
Oh, here we see that fast. That was a 3-4 punch combination.
Yeah.
Changed it up, went to the body, went up to the head. I mean, he's dominating this for 3 rounds. He's boxing him well. That landed at overhand left, a little bit wild, maybe off balance a little bit, but it staggered him. And there's Woodley. He landed that right hand right there, but right off the top, I think he went and grabbed him. Right, that's what he needs to do. That was at the end of the round.
Right at the end of the round, yeah. A couple of pieces of ice in the ring here. That could
I see that.
be a problem.
Now, Woodley knows it's time for him to attack. He's got to do something. I got him out 3 rounds, Barry.
Yeah, I do too. Little work to the body by Paul. Misses a wild right hand. And ties Woodley up as he ducks in.
That's what Woodley's got to take advantage of. Rough him up. Go over the top. Be rough in there. You see Jake gonna grab him right away in the inside.
Give me that hand move. That's it. There it go. There it go. Open up. There it go. Open up. You see it. It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Yeah. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah.
All right, stop. Don't punch. Let him go.
Keeping it safe, Barry.
Yeah.
Keeping it safe.
Yeah, it is. Woodley's looking just for one shot.
Yes, Jake is putting them together.
Yeah, he is.
Nice body shot there. Yeah. Exactly.
Combination, nice combination.
Just good boxing, smart boxing. Being smart in there.
Woodley leaned in with a body shot. But again, one only. That did not connect.
All right, give me a good. Hey, Woodley, I don't want that. I don't want that. Box.
Right hand! Staggers Jake Paul! Woodley trying to follow up now. Paul sticks his tongue out like he's not hurt. A jab by Woodley. Woodley trying to take advantage, but can't be careless. I think Paul is still feeling it.
Oh, he definitely caught his attention. Let's see how he deals with adversity. Early in his career, uppercut.
And a left hand. Paul counters with a left hand. Another right hand by Woodley.
All right, stop, Greenwood.
This might be Woodley's first round. And he wins on my scorecard. He needs it. He needs to keep that momentum going.
I think Paul is still feeling this. Very flat-footed, just kind of walking.
Oh, he's buzzed. Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. He's definitely trying to
right hand. At the bell, big round for Woodley.
There's the big left hook by Woodley.
Yeah.
Hey, that staggered him. That knocked his head back. We see it again. Oh, that overhand. Yeah. That hit him behind the head. It was unintentionally. I mean, he didn't mean that. And you see Jake Paul grab. He was taught to grab as soon as he gets hit. Hold on. Now the fight gets a little bit more exciting.
Well, it's going to be interesting now.
First 3 rounds I had Jake winning, and this round for sure gave it to Woodley.
Absolutely.
So now
round
it's
5. Body shot by Woodley. Woodley feeling a lot more brave. Uppercut from Woodley. And left hand from Woodley. I think again he's feeling that. Woodley getting much more into range here.
Yeah, for sure landed the more clearer shots. I mean, everything, the shots that he hits them would really make impact. He rocks them back and hurts them. Gotta keep boxing, gotta keep moving, can't stand in front of him. Talking about Jake Paul.
Yeah. Another left hand.
Yeah, every time he stands in front of Woodley, he's in danger.
I think he's still feeling the effects.
He probably is.
He's definitely slowed down.
He's not used to this. I mean, this is all new to him. In a big environment like this.
Another good right hand from Woodley. Paul is flat-footed now.
Can't afford to stand there. Jake's got to keep moving. Every time he stands, he's getting in right range for Woodley.
Missed with the right hand to Paul. Body shot from Paul.
I'll tell you what, Woodley keeps closing the gap more and more.
Definitely.
And he's allowing him now.
That right hand missed.
And
that left hand didn't.
Oh, he said, let's go. It's on now, let's go. Come on, you're getting excited.
was, Paul. It's a close round.
Yeah. Who wins it? The more aggressive fighter, the guy's making the fight, or the guy that's moving around, sticking it down. But it's close. It could be. It's up for grabs.
Yeah, I think it is.
Somebody needs a 3-4 punch combination.
All right, clean break.
Missed.
Yeah, it did miss. Oh. I don't know. I'm going to give it to Woodley.
I am too.
All right. I'm glad we agree, man.
A lot of voices talking in Woodley's corner. Got 3 different guys talking to him. There was that right uppercut from Woodley. And the left hand behind it. Straight right hand from Woodley.
He's closing that gap, but the more... And perhaps, you know, Paul's getting tired.
Actually, I think both of them breathing through their mouth. Maybe Paul more than Woodley.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
Well, Paul's already in uncharted waters.
Yeah, you're right. He's never been past 2 rounds. Yeah. But then again, Woodley's never been this in a box. He's been here in a box.
Don't punch.
That's right. He's never been past 1.
Right.
Keep it clean. Good fight, guys. Good fight.
What do we get into, Barry? Nice jab by Woodley. Another nice jab.
Crowd getting in the lance here. It's a quiet round so far. Both of those are caught on the gloves. All of those missed.
They missed. Depends on what side the judges are, what they saw, because from the other side, it looks like he got hit.
Maybe, yeah. We should mention, too, very inexperienced judges judging this fight. That was a pretty good shot with the left hand from Paul.
Don't hook his head.
Paul takes a deep breath. I think there's a little fatigue factor here from both guys here. Much better round from Jake Paul.
Yeah, he keeps landing. He'll land the shot, then grab. See Jake trying to set up that right hand lead. They're yelling over here, but he's got to do it with that jab.
I think he's tired too.
Yes. Yeah, he's really sucking up for air. I see he's more.
There's a right hand from Woodley.
Yeah, Woodley needs to jump on him now.
Thought it'd been around for Paul.
Yes, for sure.
Stay relaxed, let go. Defense. You're doing a great fucking job. Defense. Good job, baby. Defense. Safe to do this all day. We got
almost fell over. He grabbed at the ropes to stop him falling. Jake Paul is in trouble. I've never seen Jake Paul in this much trouble ever in a fucking boxing match. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul is going to have a tough night.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
Yeah, trust me, everything's gonna work out. Just go first. Use your face, move your head.
One thing for sure, Woodley would love to be Jake Paul's kryptonite tonight as we get set for round number 7.
You heard Gerald Tucker say, move your head to Tyron Woodley. That's often been a critique of MMA fighters. They don't move their head enough.
Okay. They don't move on.
Express the urgency to Woodley that he needs to land something big, and he's got to get in there and throw punches.
Tucker doing his...
Jake is really gassed, man. Look at his mouth, the way he's breathing. He's really gassed. All he's got to do is keep him in the outside and hold him in the inside.
That's right.
They keep yelling at him here. Jalen Love and BJ Flores, I mean, they were real boxers, real fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it. They really went through the whole sport.
Let's go, Jake, is the cry.
That's that stick. He's got to dig deep here. He's got to get that second win.
Yeah. Combination from Woodley.
Woodley's so relaxed, so calm. I mean, you can tell he's got more of the fighter in him,
Right.
From the MMA.
Right. You know, I don't think it would take a lot if Woodley got to him.
I agree, but he's got to get close. He's got to get close and try and set it up. You got to do it with one shot. He's got to put his punches there, 3, 4, behind the jab. But I still see him waiting too much.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
I mean, he might be tired too. I'm sure he is tired. I mean, Jake is a big dude, big guy. I don't know about this round, Barry.
Close.
Yes.
Jake's just going to stand away from him, but Woodley's not taking advantage of that. I think Jake's going to steal this round.
Very possible. Very possible.
Okay, stop. Don't punch. Good fight, guys.
Good right hand from Jake Paul. Out of the blue.
Don't do that. Stop. Stop holding.
He's gassed. He's landed, but he's gassed.
Yeah.
I think he won this round.
I think he did too.
Yeah.
Which would mean, at least on our cards, that Woodley would have to at least get a knockdown at the very least.
One more round, all right? One more round.
I agree. I got a 68-65.
That's the way I have it.
You will see a big overhand right. He landed it right away, locked him up. Just from a different angle. BJ Flores really put pressure on him.
We're going into the last round, and I'm telling you right now, if nobody gets knocked out, Jake Paul's going to win with the judges. Jake Paul is going to win with the judges unless Tyron Woodley can knock out Jake in this last round. Guys, we're going into the last...
To wake you up.
So final round, the crowd is very much into it. Woodley back to that crouch. Touched him with the left hand. Chopping the right hand, top of the head. Right hand from Woodley.
Give me that bump. Bump. Get back on your bump. Get back on that bump. Give me that wrist. Yeah.
They're telling Jake Paul just to get out of there. Woodley, there's not much urgency in Woodley.
No, I mean, I don't know, maybe that's his facial expression. He don't change. Look at his facial, it's been the same from the beginning.
Maybe.
Stay sharp! Stay sharp! Stay sharp, man.
Stop! Now Paul kind of on his bike. Just about midway through the final round. Paul got there with the right hand. Not a big one.
Just a solid jab there, like a pushing jab by Woodley.
Just trying to load up in that right hand. He missed with that one. Coming down toward 1 minute remaining in the fight.
And stop. Don't punch.
Well, he knows to hold on. He knows how to lock him up every time he gets in the inside.
Yeah.
Watch your feet.
Coming out inside of 30 seconds now. That was a good right hand from Woodley. Paul holds on.
Clean break. Step back.
Right hand at the top of the head. Final 10 seconds. There will not be a knockdown. And that's it. It's over. That Jake Paul got tested for the very first time. And I believe he probably passed the test.
I think so too. I got him winning. I gave the last round to Woodley.
I did too.
So that makes it 75.
Good fight, baby. Good fight.
77, 75?
That's the way I have it.
Yeah. We'll see how the judges have it.
Yeah.
It could be a draw.
Remember we said inexperienced judges. That is Woodley's mom. She's not looking extremely confident. The truth be told, it was a much better fight than I expected it would be. So we'll see, and we can't point out enough very inexperienced judges here on this fight.
I got it. Let me see it. We'll talk about it a little later. Let me see it. Let me see it. The first 8-round fight. Hey, let me see it. You showed nuts. You showed timing. You showed placement. You showed distance. Everything good.
So we'll see how the judges see this. Watching this highlight, that was early in the fight, a left hand from Woodley, and then that big crashing left hand from Woodley. I beg your pardon, the first one was from Paul. That was the big right hand, more to the top of the head. It almost dropped Jake Paul. Biggest punch of the fight by far for Woodley. The question is, was that enough?
We'll see.
Boxer.
I'm curious to see how the judges have it. You know?
Yeah, I am too.
Boxers to the middle. Come to the middle, guys. Good fight. Tyron.
So we
come
await
to the middle.
the final outcome here.
Come to the middle.
And here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Jaime Garayua scores about 77-75 in favor of Jake Paul. Judge at ringside, Phil Rogers scores about 77-75 in favor of Tyron Woodley.
Can't argue with that either.
And judge at ringside, Dana DePaulo scores about 78-74 in favor of the winner by split decision. And still undefeated, the problem child, Jake Paul.
Well, needless to say, the crowd here in Cleveland approves of that decision. Hugs from his mother, Pam. That's the two mothers hugging in the center of the ring. That's kind of a nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Twist it! Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight, dude. Twist that dick! Twist this dude!
Tyron Woodley taking this loss pretty hard.
Hello.